Hello there, this is Welsh ASMR 82. Hey, how you doing? So we're going to do a quick results video, weekend results video. I'm recording this on Wednesday night, so I've just seen the Champions League matches, but I will wait for tomorrow's Europa League and Conference League matches before I do a follow-up video on the European games. So this video is just going to be about domestic leagues, and we're going to start off as usual with the Premier League. I thought before the video what I was going to say, and I think it's Liverpool's. They are now 13 points ahead, and Arsenal don't have a striker. So, although to be fair, it didn't harm them in the Netherlands this midweek, did it? But in terms of the Premier League, I think not only do they have to have an unprecedented run, bearing in mind they lost and drawn their last two matches, and they've got Man United next, which should be quite an interesting one. Liverpool have got Southampton next, yeah, they've only lost one game all season, so for them to capitulate in the latter stages of the competition is just unthinkable at the moment. So I think that Liverpool are going to be champions, which means that Man City's little run is over. At the minute, I think they are looking quite good in terms of getting back into the Champions League. For a little while I thought it was not even possible, but I think their form is improving, whereas Chelsea and Newcastle's form is a little erratic, and Bournemouth have just gone off the boil at the wrong time. 3 losses in the last 5. Although, and I can say this as a little bit of a Spurs fan, they got Spurs next, so you never know what will happen. And obviously then down here you've got Crystal Palace, who are having a wonderful end of the season. 3 wins in their last 5 and some big wins there as well, so shout out to them, because I don't ever pay much attention to Crystal Palace, but they definitely deserve to be mentioned with some of the results they're getting and performances as well. I wonder if some of their players like Mateta, for example, are going to be snapped up by some of Europe's big clubs this summer. I hope for their sake it's not, because it's a really good building point for them to try and get into the top half of the league. Aston Villa in 10th, Fulham in 9th, Brighton in 8th. And of course we can't forget to mention Nottingham Forest, although their form is suffering, and they've got Man City next. And then Everton haven't lost in 5. They've got Wolves next as well, so there's a chance for them to further move away. They're now 10 points. So there seems to be, like, Wolves, all these teams are going down. I think it's going to be wrapped up quite early this year. I think that we're going to know who's relegated and who's champion quite early on in the Premier League this year. And it's horrible to say, but all 3 clubs that came up are going to go back down with quite low points. So, you know, the money that you get in the Premier League, it is starting to have a very massive effect on, well, I say starting, it's kind of been that way for a while, in terms of like the gap between the very good Championship, which is better than quite a lot of European leagues, I've said many times, so competitive, but then when you get back in the Premier League, it's so difficult. So we had some midweek games as well. Last weekend we saw Leicester losing heavily at home to Brentford. Everton drawing with Man United. I think they were 2-0 up at one point, weren't they? Yeah, so it was a comeback for Man United, who looked shell-shocked in the first half, I'll be honest. Wolves surprisingly beat Bournemouth. Arsenal losing at home to West Ham, of course no striker. Bowen with the only goal there to 10-man Arsenal. I think the red card was right on balance. Fulham losing at home to Crystal Palace, as I have already spoken about them. Spurs 4-1 winners. 2 goals for my man Brennan Johnson. Brighton beating Southampton 4-0. I did warn Southampton fans when Juric became the manager after his stint at Roma. He was just appalling. He doesn't know how to defend. Aston Villa beating Chelsea. And then Newcastle narrowly beating Forest. And Liverpool beating Man City, goals from Salah and Szoboszlai, asserting their dominance in the league. Brighton then beat Bournemouth, so Bournemouth lost 2 games in a row. Crystal Palace then hammered Aston Villa, like again. Shout out to them. Fulham having a pretty decent season, beating Wolves. Chelsea hammering Southampton, so they've shipped, 8 goals in 2 games? It's just awful. Brentford drawing with Everton. Brentford having a really good season as well. Man United narrowly beating Ipswich at home, which, if you said that in any other context, any other historically, that would be quite embarrassing, but it's the state that Man United are in at the moment. A very plucky Spurs team losing at home to Man City. It was a very tight match. And then Liverpool beating Newcastle 2-0. Nottingham Forest and Arsenal 0-0. West Ham beating Leicester 2-0. So that's Leicester that have shipped 6 goals in 2 games. And that is that for the moment. Championship. Leeds are top by 3 points now. I think it's nearly tied up for Leeds. I think they just need to keep their heads down, keep going, and they are up. Good for Welsh football because of all the Welsh players, as I've said many times. Sheffield United in second place, and Burnley still trying to chase those automatic spots with the best defence like anywhere. Then Sunderland, Coventry, who are pushing for the Premier League. That would be a story. And West Brom, Bristol still there or thereabouts. Blackburn, then Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough only a win away in 9th, so it's very tight. In fact, even Watford, technically, 1 win and other results go their way and they could be in the playoffs. Then you got Norwich, Millwall, Sheffield Wednesday, only 1 win in 5. Queen's Park Rangers, Preston. My team, Swansea City, who have sacked their manager and actually picked up some points, 4 points in the last 2 matches. Portsmouth, Oxford, who have lost 4 of 5. They've got a little bit of leeway, but they will be looking over their shoulder. Hull, then Stoke. Cardiff City starting to pick up some points, moving away from the relegation spots. There's a 5-point gap now between Luton, obviously who've just come down from the Premier League and are looking at relegation, Plymouth and Derby County. League One, you've got Birmingham City at the top there, although they did lose a match. Wickham in a second spot, and then Wrexham chasing for that automatic place. Stockport, Charlton and Huddersfield, then Bolton, massive club, in 7th. Reading, another massive club. And Burton, Albion, Cambridge United, Crawley and Shrewsbury down the bottom. And then taking a quick look at League 2, we've got Walsall, Bradford and Doncaster at the top. Notts County doing quite well, Wimbledon, Port Vale and Crewe. Grimsby chasing in 8th spot, and then Morecambe and Carlisle down the bottom. Who's top of the National League? Barnet, 5 wins out of 5. And then the north and south, we got Chester, Brackley Town doing very well. And the Northern League, and in the Southern League you got Dorking Wanderers, Worthing in 2nd, Truro in 3rd. I think I have a friend from Truro. From Super League, Chelsea miles ahead, and Manchester City and Arsenal make up the top 3. Down the bottom, Crystal Palace. They've got a fight on to try and save themselves from relegation. The Bundesliga, Bayern are almost there. They had a wobble last year, obviously, but could Harry Kane win his first medal, his first trophy, his first cup? Bayer Leverkusen, I don't think they can catch them, even though they've had themselves a really good season with 1 loss. 8 draws, and that's apparently not going to be enough. That's how dominant Bayern are in this league. Eintracht Frankfurt in 3rd, and Mainz having a fantastic season. Could they be the surprise package in the Champions League? At the moment, I think Spain and England are going to get the 5th spots as Champions League, not Italy and Germany like they did last year. So Freiburg would miss out on the Champions League, Leipzig, and of course Borussia Dortmund, change of manager, trying to get better results away from home. Still doing well in the Champions League though. And down the bottom, Bochum, Holstein Kiel and Heidenheim. In fact, if that were to work out, let's just go backwards before we go forwards, then it could mean that Chelsea get Champions League football at the moment, which would be a very good result for them. The second Bundesliga I talked about being very exciting. Look at this, 42 points, 42, 41, 41, 41, 39, 38. So 7th place, Fortuna Düsseldorf. Actually, let's go further, Hanover, there's a lot of draws in this league. 38 points are 4 points from 1st spot. That is crazy. So that includes Köln, who have dropped off a little bit, but they were top. In fact, they were 1st for quite a while, and now they're 5th. That's how it's going to be crazy tight on the last day. It's going to be absolutely fascinating. Schalke are in 12th. And then down the bottom, Eintracht, Braunschweig, Ulm and Jan Regensburg. Serie A also have a title battle on their hands. Inter, Napoli, Atalanta, who have all started to lose points over the last few weeks. Inter, who are top, probably have the worst form. In fact, they have 2 losses, but because Napoli haven't won in the last 5, Inter have gone top. Atalanta are only 3 points away though. Juve with 5 wins out of 5. They've got over their hump of drawing matches, 13 draws. I think it's too much to say that they're in it, but they're 6 points from the top, so it looks like they could nab Champions League football. Lazio are chasing though. Bologna, Fiorentina, one of the best forms in Europe and one of the best defences since Ranieri took over. I think it's something like 6th best in Europe. Roma, my team obviously, sono romanista. Milan dropping away, 3 losses out of 3. They've got a new manager, it's not working. Udinese, Torino, Genoa and Como having fantastic seasons. Verona, Cagliari also doing well. Lecce, Parma, and then Empoli, Venezia and Monza look to go down. So a different situation in Italy, where the teams that came up aren't looking like going straight down. Sassuolo, big club from Emilia-Romagna, top of the table, and Pisa 2nd, Spezia in 3rd, and then we've got Palermo in 8th, Sampdoria just above the relegation playoffs, Südtirol, Mantova, Frosinone, Salernitana and Cosenza. La Liga, we got a very interesting title race going on here as well. So if you're a little bit bored of the Premier League, then you can look abroad, and there are some excellent stories happening. Barcelona top, 1 point ahead of Atletico Madrid, who they drew, was it 3-3 or 4-4 in the cup the other week, each of those teams. Real Madrid in 3rd spot now, and Athletic Club, my club in Spain. I support Athletic Club and Valencia. So quite different seasons for those 2 clubs. Athletic Club are in 4th, and if, as I say, the 5th spot also goes to the Champions League, it means Athletic Club are almost certainly in the Champions League, 4 points ahead of 5th placed Villarreal. And there's a little bit of a 6 point gap between 5th and 6th. So Villarreal are going to be crossing their fingers and hoping for that 5th spot. Latest results: Barcelona beat Sociedad 4-0. Valencia drew with Osasuna. Last minute goal from Sadiq, 87th minute goal from equaliser. Against Osasuna, Atleti narrowly beat Athletic Club, who prior to the match were kind of talking about a little bit of a title challenge of their own, but I think it's too much for them. Champions League alone I think would be fantastic. And then Real Betis, penalty from Isco, ex-Real Madrid player, beating them 2-1. Yes, those are the latest results from La Liga, Liga Los. Racing Santander top, Huesca second, got Levante, Elche, Almeria in 7th, quite a rich club, but no win in 5 games. And then down the bottom, Eldense, Racing de Ferrol, Tenerife and Cartagena. Okay, so then we've got the Russian Premier League, St. Petersburg drawing with Spartak. Oh my god, I didn't realise Spartak, my team. 5 wins out of 5. Our joint top, 1 goal difference. Oh god, it'd be just like my team to lose out on the league by goal difference. And Krasnodar. So Zenit pipped on the last day over Dynamo Moscow last year. So they're sort of, however many years, 12 or 13 years of winning it in a row are coming to an end, I think. But we'll see. Dynamo themselves in 4th. And then down the bottom we got Makhachkala, Akhmat, Fakel and Orenburg. The Ekstraklasa in Poland. Lech are top by a point. Rachov, Czestochowa in 2nd, and Jagiellonia Białystok, last year's winners, in 3rd. Legia chasing those European spots in 4th. They might still get there though, depending on the cup winner, if they get 4th spot. But Pogoń, Szczecin have equal points to them in 5th spot. So it's quite a tie here. Even Cracovia, who have not lost in 5 matches, could get that 4th spot. And my club, Śląsk Wrocław, in the very last position. I think they're going down, to be honest. En France, Ligue 1. So Paris Saint-Germain are obviously going to win it, but I think the story is battling for the Champions League spot. So Marseille and Nice. Now Monaco for the Champions League qualification. So Monaco will be in their playoffs. Lille are chasing those spots again because they've done obviously very well this year. They want to get back in the Champions League. And Lyon, after having a very difficult couple of years, are pushing to get European football. Well, back in the Champions League European football. And then down the bottom, Le Havre, Saint-Etienne and Montpellier. Eredivisie in Netherlands, Ajax are still top, going on an amazing run. They're now 8 points ahead of PSV Eindhoven. And my team Utrecht are in 3rd. They finally picked up a win after going a little bit on a bit of a bad run. That means that Feyenoord are actually in 4th spot. And Twente, Alkmaar, Go Ahead Eagles having a fantastic season, and Heerenveen in the top 8. Meaning down the bottom, Sparta Rotterdam, Valvik and Almere are in the relegation spots. Turkiye. Gala are top, but they've drawn their last 2 matches, including one against 2nd place Fenerbahce. Quite a controversial 0-0 draw. Besiktas, with their new manager Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, are back in the European places after hovering in 5th for a while, on a very good run at the moment. And Samsunspor in that 3rd spot. That would be fantastic for them to get. Down the bottom you got Sivasspor, Kayserispor, Hatayspor and Adana Demirspor. And in Scotland, the race is practically over, isn't it? Celtic top, Rangers 2nd, a little bit of a crisis at the moment, a bad result on the weekend. Hibs in 3rd now, they're going on a little bit of a run. Good for them. Hearts starting to pick up more points now. They're in 7th, and on the bottom are St Johnston. And Belgium, Genk are miles ahead in first place. Club Brugge in 2nd spot. Union Saint-Gilloise in 3rd. Anderlecht, Royal Antwerp and Gent make up the top 6. And then down the bottom in the relegation spots, Vestelo, Sint-Truiden, Kortrijk and Beerschot. So the current champions, Club Brugge, are in 2nd. They've only got 1 win in 5. So Genk are pushing ahead. And the Liga Portugal, Sporting are top. Only 2 wins in 5 though. Benfica are catching, 3 points behind, but with 4 wins in the last 4 games. And Porto are in 3rd, Braga in 4th, so kind of status quo there between the top 4 teams, but it's just depending on which order they come in. Vitória de Guimarães doing well in the Conference League. They're in 7th, no loss for them in quite a while. And down the bottom, well, Boa Vista in 18th, that is a shock. I'll take a quick look at as many leagues as I can in 5 minutes. Let's go. Super League. Copenhagen is top København of the Danish Superligaen. Midtjylland are 2nd and AGF are 3rd. Down the bottom, Volleyball Club. Then we've got the newly started Allsvenskan. Oh, actually it hasn't even started yet, so that's going to start pretty soon. The Greek League, Olympiakos are top, AEK Athens in 2nd, Panathinaikos in 3rd, PAOK in 4th, and at the bottom are Lamia. Czechia, Liga, Slavia Prague are miles ahead. It's theirs to lose, and they've got Sparta next, so they can probably put them out of the race. Victoria Pilsenia might break the top 2 hold of Slavia Prague and Sparta Prague this year. Although Sparta have started to pick up some very good form again after a bit of a slump. And then down the bottom are České Budějovice. Then we have the Swiss Super League. Bâle are top after nearly being relegated and coming back from the depths. They are top. Servette in 2nd with equal points. So a little bit of a title race going on there. Young boys coming away from the relegation zone now after having an appalling start to the season. Winterthur are bottom of that league. Norwegian League about to restart. The Northern Irish Premier League, Linfield are top, although they lost their last match. Glentoran are 2nd. Larne have still got 2 games in hand, 43 so 49. They wouldn't go top even if they did win them though. And at the bottom are Loughgall. And on to the Republic of Ireland. We've just started back there. Waterford with an early lead in the table. Drogheda in 2nd, and Derry and Shamrock Rovers down the bottom, but they've got a game in hand, but still it's quite bad form for a team that did so well in Europe this year. The Welsh Premier League, TNS are top, and they've started to really go for it now. Penabont, Bridgend are 2nd. Haverfordwest chasing another European football season in 3rd. Carnarvon in 4th. And in the relegation group, Aberystwyth and Newtown are in the relegation spots. Let's jump a couple. Let's go to Austria. Sturm Graz are top, joint 40 and 40 points with Austria Vienna. Salzburg having a difficult season, they're in 4th. Rapid Vienna are in 5th, and Altach are down the bottom. And jump a little further, let's take a look at... let's go to Australia A-League. Auckland of New Zealand are still top, 40 points. 8 points ahead now with a game in hand over Western United. So are we going to have... I wonder how many times in history we've had a New Zealand team win the A-League. That's interesting. Answers in the comment section. And conversely, well, in the Felix, the other New Zealand team, down in 11th. Brisbane in 13th. 3 games played in Korea. Daegu are top. The usual suspects around them, except Pohang Steelers, who are having a bad start to the season in bottom place. In Japan, 4 games played. Kashiwa Reysol and Shonan Bellmare are top. Sanfrecce Hiroshima are joint. 10 points apiece, and down the bottom, Urawa Red Diamonds. Nagoya Grampus and Albirex Niigata, but it's obviously early days yet. Saudi Pro League, Al Ittihad are top. Really, 6 points ahead of Al Hilal, who started to lose some games. And wow, Al Qadisiyah are in 3rd spot. Who would have guessed? All the money that's been thrown at Al Nasser, they're in 4th. And Al Ahli, that is quite a shock. And then down the bottom, Al Rayed, Al Akhdud and Al Wahda. We got the UAE, Al Shabab Al Ahli Dubai are top, and Sharjah Cultural Club are 2nd. Down the bottom are Tiba Al Hisn and Al Aruba. And then we've got the US. Philadelphia, after 2 games, are top of the Eastern Conference. And after 2 games, San Jose Earthquakes are top of the Western Conference. Big up to San Diego, though, who won their first game against last year's champions, LA Galaxy, who have started off with 2 losses in a row. In Mexico, after 10 games, Leon are top. Club America 2nd, and my club Tigres are in 3rd. Monterrey not doing very well, they're down in 9th. And down the bottom are Santos Laguna. Okay, I'm going to jump a couple more then, and we've got Brazil. They haven't started back yet. Liga Profesional de Argentina, 8 games in. Estudiantes are top. Tigre are 2nd. Juniors are 3rd. Boca Juniors are 4th. Where are River Plate? Oh yes, they got this new system, haven't they? So you have Zona A, that's Zone A, and Zona B. So in Zona B, Independiente are top, Rosario Central, San Lorenzo and River Plate. I'm not sure how it's all going to work. I need to read the rules. Is it going to be a bit like the MLS? Do they play each other? I don't know. And let's take a quick look then at Egypt. Pyramids are top after 17 games. Al Ahly are 2nd and Zamalek are in 3rd. But yeah, Zamalek don't look like they're going to win it this year. It's between Pyramids and Al Ahly. Down the bottom are Modern Sport. And in Morocco, we got Berkane top by quite some way, 15 points ahead of Wydad Casablanca, the sort of usual champions. And Renaissance Club Zemamra are in 3rd. Raja Casablanca in 7th. And down the bottom we got Shabab Mohammedia. And very lastly then, over to Iran. Traktor are top after 21 games. Sepahan in 2nd. The big clubs of Persepolis in 3rd. And Esteghlal in 9th. That's quite a shock. And down the bottom are Shamsazar, Qazvin and Havadar. I hope you enjoyed it and you're nice and relaxed, and you're also up to date on all of your league positions and some of the larger leagues, latest goal scorers and match results. Thank you so much. If you enjoyed the video, then click like. Do leave me a comment, let me know how your team's been doing recently and if you're happy or sad. And subscribe if you're new to the channel for a weekly video of this sort. Like I said, Champions League, Europa League and Conference League catch up very soon on the cards, and I will see you very, very soon. Don't forget to join me on Patreon if you love what I do, and I'll see you again very soon. Take care. Bye. Bye. Bye.